top of the evening, top of the evening. It is the 18th of, you guys can see here, 18th of November, 2025. And we come back with an update, guys. It's not looking good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just wanna show you guys how it's looking. It is not looking good, fam. It is not looking good. Um, I thought this was actually gonna be easier than I thought, but the market has just not been supporting any of my setups. Direction has been lost. Like I'm very close to violating this account. Um, you know, there was even a point I was actually up 4% profit, but I thought that was gonna hit TP. It actually stopped me out before going into my direction. I think if I'm able to show you guys the trade I took, I'll show you. But I just decided, you know what, let me just buy a new account. So you guys can see I still have my 25K account. That one, I'm basically waiting for CPI to kind of just go all in. I'm only literally with the 13, so I'm going to use a buy limit on this to go all the way up. If it wins, it wins. If it doesn't, it's violet. Both of these will be gone anyways, which will leave me with the 5K account to really focus on. So I rebought it. I actually bought it this morning. Just want to show you guys it's a brand new account that I just bought. Let's see if you guys can see it. Yeah, so I haven't traded, haven't done anything. The reason is I looked at the market this week. Mentally, I was not ready. Just, when you hit so many losses, you kind of want to take a step back, let the market reset, do its thing. And luckily, when I checked the markets this week, it's been quite a relaxed week. Monday was a normal day. Market probably did move. Tuesday, market didn't move as much because it's bank holiday. So tomorrow we should see some movement, and we've got important news coming up this week. We've got CPI, we've got PPI on Friday, retail sales. So yeah, we've got big stuff coming up. So this time I didn't add any perks into this 5K. So I still have 5 trading days to start. So we got it. I think now my mind has reset. I took a long break, a good 2, 3 day break from trading since Friday, obviously, or Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see the setups. Let's reanalyze everything for you guys. So this is the trade that took me out, basically. I just reset. So this was the winning trade, basically. So market, I entered, we were up, woke up in the morning, was fine. Next thing took me out, didn't come back to retest, and this would have been my way to phase two, right? And obviously, what I actually wanted to do the second time, which is what I did the following, which was I entered here for a buy, which went up and then took me down again. So overall, I suffered losses. I tried a bit of NASDAQ, also chowed me. So I'm just resetting, so I get time to analyze with you guys. Some of my zones are still being respected. So what I'm seeing here, it's not the best, right? But I'm seeing a head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder movement. I've got my left shoulder over here, right? Then I've got my head, which is this whole movement over here, right? And then small shoulder, it's not looking the best. And then there you go, I've got my inverted head and shoulder. But I might be wrong. So since it was a bank holiday, this is literally all the movement that happened today. This is one of my psychological levels or zones or support structures, which was a resistance. Sorry, my support structure, which has been respected if you go on the 1 hour, right? So like I said again, I like to draw my resistance and zones on the 1 hour. And as you guys can see, this was the zone respected very well for a very long time before we broke it. So one thing I'm also picking up is, guys, is whenever a zone is tested multiple times, just know that it's getting weakened. The buyers are getting stronger and the sellers are getting weaker. So anytime once it breaks, sometimes gold doesn't, it's not your friend. Gold sometimes will just shoot up with no retracement. So you really gotta understand that once you start consolidation and you see that we're going to the upside or downside, start getting your orders set, right? So we can just also, we can actually keep this. This is a good zone. Also, it's a very good zone actually. Also, this is a good zone because you can see that it was respected. So, what I'm gonna do differently this, I'm not gonna force the trades. Like if I'm specifically looking for buys, I will not try to sell. I'll wait for a buying opportunity. But if the market is still showing signs of sells, then obviously then I'll be looking. But from here, I should have seen this as a beautiful double top to the downside. Didn't take it, right? So what am I anticipating right now? Again, we have a very small inverted head and shoulder. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a left shoulder, right? The head, and then we just need to come back down somewhere here before we shoot up. That's what I believe, right? It's what I'm believing, it's what I'm seeing. So what will I do in this case? Again, right, I've drawn all my zones that I feel like are important. They have been respected. Look, I do want to draw this zone right now. So I'm not going to neglect it, right? I'm going to draw it because not every zone will get respected in terms of there's a lot of fair value gaps at the bottom from years back that still haven't been retested, but you have to go with the trend, right? So if it doesn't come here, right, and we end up playing in this zone and start moving up, it's because there will be fair value gaps formed here. And I can tell you now, if I go to the 5 minutes, right, to check, we've got a fair value gap right there. So my trade for tomorrow, if I do look for a trade, I will be looking for a buy because I do believe we are going to the upside now, right? So I just don't like how it's looking, but I can see a left shoulder, right? I was hoping this thing would actually come back down somewhere here because there is a fair value gap here, and it can still do that. To be honestly speaking, it can still do that. I just have to let the market tell me where it's going instead of forcing the trades, right? But if we are looking for a trade to take tomorrow, this would be the trade. Um, so with me, I'm not really picky where to put my entry. I like to put it at the beginning of the fair value gap because this is gold at the end of the day. Gold just has to fill in a portion of that fair value gap before shooting up. Now I've used the same strategy over and over, which has made me profit and has made me pass accounts. So I will not be changing my strategy anytime soon, right? So if I just zoom in, this will be my trade, right? The nice thing is I can always check this in the morning. I can trade to here. This is one zone. That's a 1-to-9 risk reward ratio, right? If I want to swing it to the more to the upside, that's my trade right there. So when it comes to CPI on my 25K account, I cannot basically just enter and have a retracement. It has to be a push straight to the upside. I'm willing to sacrifice the 40% profit because that means that my account will be back, meaning I will not lose the 25K account. And I can still use it in the future where I can just continue to take my time to grow it back to where it needs to grow. But you guys can see that's my anticipation because you can see here beautiful rejection. So what I will do is I'll wait for the market to come retest, do a nice reversal pattern over here, and then enter for a buy to the upside. Once we are above at least this level, I will be moving my trades to break even. So I'm gonna put gold as my priority for now because it's giving me the most cleanest setup. So now when it comes to USD CAD, also, as you can see, I haven't really updated my charts. As soon as I lose, guys, and I'm just not in the right state of mind, I just stop trading. I stop trading because now the thing is, you end up losing your account because you are forcing trades that you shouldn't be taking, right? You are forcing trades that you shouldn't be taking. And the crazy thing is, some of these zones I drew, and the way the market has just respected them is crazy. And these are all drawn on the 1 hour time frame. So I can tell that my way of analysis is working. I just have to focus, right? And you guys can see now, USD CAD has been on a nice bullish movement, You got this is the last low we had before pushing up. So you got nice higher high, high low, higher high, high low, higher. That really doesn't really come as a higher high because we failed to break structure, but came down, double bottom, up, series of higher highs, higher lows, down again, up, right? So I need to focus, yeah, what's going on here, right? So I'm not really sure where the direction is because overall, yes, we are pushing up, but it looks like structure is getting tested by my way of seeing. So I'm just gonna remove this. Actually, I'm not gonna remove it. I'm just gonna unlock it and just do this. See, and just lock it there. Right? Same thing I see here if I zoom out. Not the best, but got your left shoulder, or I can say your left shoulder, right? Your head, your right shoulder. Now we're shooting down. Now, if I am looking for sells on USD CAD, I'd have to go on the 1 hour time frame and look for what? And look for this type of movement. So already, if I needed to, if I'm looking for sells, this is my area of interest, number one, right? Because why? We've got 1, 2, 3 bearish candlestick momentum. Then I've got the 50-minute time frame, and I look for what? A fair value gap, which already has been tested. So now it's going down, right? So I ignore that. That movement is gone. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is gone. I can look for the next, right? I'm going to use this as my points of interest. I've got 1, 2, 3 beautiful bearish momentum candlesticks. So I can just do this on this bearish pin bar, right? Same thing, 50-minute time frame, and look for what? Favorite gap. You can see this was the gap that we had here. So I could have even had, for example, if I was really analyzing the market, here's a trade I could have had, right? A very basic one actually, because I wouldn't move my stops here. I'd put on the last high, give it a few, pips for it to breathe. And even if I did trade two here, it's still a 1 to 4. I think for me, I'm all about 1 to 4 and more, but I would have taken this 1 to 4. And where I'd risked $50, that would have been $200, which is, I think, 4%. 4% of 5,000. So this thing is doable, you know. But obviously I didn't have that happen. So that movement is also gone. But we keep looking, right? So 1, 2, 3 we had, right? Now, so this right here, I like to say sometimes, is a continuation pattern. So I will add this bearish pin bar as a momentum candlestick because we stopped, continuation pattern, dropped. So 1, 2, 3. What do I do again? Come here, draw, bam. 50-minute time frame, look for what? Favorite gap, and look what we have. We have a favorite gap opening right over here. Right, I can change this color to yellow because it's where I will be entering. And what I can do with this is if I am looking for a sell, right? So with currencies, I can put it straight in the middle, right above, and trade it to the next. Because remember, I like a 1 to 4. So these areas right here are my areas of interest. You guys can see right over here. Right. So So also remember, there's a lot of news going on this week. So I'm more of a day trader, so I need to be careful of what the news are telling me. But here's a 1 to 4, 1 to 5. If I'm blessed enough, this is a 1 to 6, right? Which is perfect. Very much so perfect, right? If I decide to risk 2%. So with this account, I'm not going to be as aggressive because if I wanted to be aggressive, I could easily risk $100, but that is 2% of my account. I'm not willing to risk that because then I'll be left with $300 to trade. Not saying I can't, but I can. But we'll see. I'm a bit more confident when it comes to currencies. I can risk a bit more when it comes to currencies because they're much slower. But this movement alone, I can even enter higher and then just let the $100 drop all the way to 1 to 4, and I'll have my phase one done, right? But this would be my area of interest now because every other part that I've seen has been respected. All the favorite gaps, they work for me, guys. So I know some people say favorite gaps don't work, so I'll leave that as is, right? So let's go to NASDAQ. Excuse me. So same thing with NASDAQ. NASDAQ, I still haven't really, given it time to really analyze it. But when it comes to my zones that I drew, it has been personally respecting them. Now, I'm not saying that we are in the buying season right now, right? Because we have broken, I would say my daily, weekly trend line. Um, and we are in a series of literally just going lower and low and low. So even if I draw another channel, right, let me see. Let me draw another channel. Here's a channel. It's not the cleanest one, but let's just do this. Start there, right? And then just move this up a bit more. This. Lock it. Zoom in on the 1 hour. And you can see we're still in a downtrend. So here, if I say retracement, downtrend. Only once we get to this zone and we start to bounce back up and show signs of reversal, I will be looking for a buy from here to up, all the way up. I might even take this trade on my 25K account, whichever trade will give me the opportunities to buy. So here I'm not so much as confident what will happen next because I haven't been tracking as much, but I know how to trade US30, and it's a strategy I used to use before. I just don't know why I stopped, right? But US30 also we just need to update. So US30, the way I used to trade is the way my friend taught me. But once I master it, then I'll get back to you. For now, I'm just, to be honest, I'm still lost on US30. I would love to trade it, but when it comes to favorite gaps, the 4 hour ones, they seem to work. So it looks like I might have to like swing trade US30 because on higher time frames, I'm able to read it a lot better than smaller time frames. It just works for me. So I'm really gonna start doing a bit more homework on US30 and using higher time frames, your daily, your 4 hour and 1 hour as an entry, and have a nice 1 to 4. The problem is these movements sometimes take days. For example, this move to the upside, it took about from Monday all the way to about Tuesday. So it's a 2 day trade, which I don't mind. It's actually my patience span is good enough for it, but you can still see we're still pushing to the downside. So you should only be looking for sells, right? Didn't ever predict too much because once you start predicting and putting too much work on it, you start to lose. Even here, right? Some of these guys I literally analyzed at that time. And the way the market respected it, you can even see yourself, right? You can even see yourself how the market respected my zone. Easily respected with the 1 hour favorable gap in there. So even if you wanted to use 1 hour favorable gaps within the support structure, you can. it shows that there's still imbalance within that section. And you can see here we had a gap that was already fulfilled, but market came back to retest. And what happened? We went to the double top, actually triple top, down. All right. So until I see a sign that this is going up, I would need for it to completely break the zone over here. I needed to just, for me to see a change in direction, I needed to break the zone, come back and retest, and then go up. But until then, I'm still seeing signs of sells because you can see market has been respecting these zones very well. So just extend that. So this could still push to the downside. So I think with this, I will put it at least underneath here. So I've got gold, USD CAD, Euro, Nasdaq, USD at the bottom. Don't worry about XRP. That's just something personal I'm still doing. So same thing with here, right? You've got 1, 2, 3 momentum candlesticks, right? Same thing we do. What do we do? See, we have a gap here within. So this could still be a point of interest for me. Let me just do this because I cannot see properly. So you've got your last push to the upside, all right? And you've got, that's how far it is. You can see. And same thing, guys, go to the 50-minute time frame. This works a bit more better with USD CAD, which I've tested. On my 25K, I made a lot of profits with it. But you can see here, right here, we've got a beautiful gap. So I'll just put a line for you guys so that you can see. It makes it a bit more quicker. I think it's just quicker on TradingView. But we have a gap over here. We go to the 1 hour. Exactly my point. So as much as we have a gap here, we can still push to the upside before we either drop. And I say drop, I mean drop. This thing could still drop all the way to, it can be a swing trade. If we're being honest, stops right above, like this high. So for me, I'm just going to be checking, right? This is more or less a 1 to 11. Some of my trades are like this. So if I'm risking 1%, I'm definitely making 11%. If I'm risking 0.5%, that's about 6% made, which is good. It's not always good to rush. So I think for me, that's what I have. So I also just like to send some of my analysis to my friends, but we will wait for this and see what happens. And if gold is showing signs of bias, then we might wait for, you see, that's the thing. One thing I also say is if I'm seeing buys on Euro USD and I'm seeing buys on USD CAD, I will not touch because those are not supposed to go together. All right, it might be news driven, but they're not supposed to go together. They're supposed to oppose each other because one starts with USD, one ends with USD. So if USD CAD is showing signs of sells, I should be looking for signs of buying. But right now you can see there's no signs of buying. And market doesn't look like it wants to react anytime soon. But I can almost also do this. Don't know why I don't do it, but it's a nice rejection area over here. Just make it green. Right. Got a nice area of rejection here. So market might play around here. Once it shows signs of reversal and going up, I'm going in. Because I already know that USD CAD is probably going to oppose the movement. But if not, then this is what we have, guys. And yeah, I think for now, that's my aim. I've analyzed till 11 o'clock. Let the market do what it needs to do. And I'll update you guys on the next video. Peace.